right? Who did you vote for? Huh? Biden. Do you think Biden gonna do something for you on the so-called black?
I don't know if any of them. I don't know if any of them.
Okay, the reason why I ask you that, think about it. Biden before he run with someone that looked like us, Obama. What did Obama did for us? We were still getting killed in the streets the same way as today, right? So nothing different happened. Give me Micah chapter 4 and verse 2 and 10. I'm gonna show you. And then give me Lamentation 4 and 17. A lot of us, we don't understand that we need to get out the system that we are in. This system is not for us. A lot of us get comfortable. Give me that.
Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
See, God says, arise ye. If he tell you to arise, that means you were sitting down, you were comfortable. He says, get up, for this is not your rest. Get up, get out the system that you're in. Read it again. I think I messed it up. Read it again.
Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
It says, arise ye and depart. Depart from what? Give me Revelation chapter 18 verse 4. What is God telling you to depart from? I'm going to show you. Because this, what you see here, is not something you should get comfortable in. Voting for the same people that have been oppressing you for hundreds of years. Democracy, Democrat or Republican, they've been around for hundreds of years. What did they do for us? Nothing. Listen to this.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
Come out of what? What do you think God is telling you to come out of? He's gonna tell you. We don't.
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
So you don't fall in their trap. You don't follow the things that they are doing. So God is telling you, this is not your rest. Don't get comfortable. A lot of us get comfortable in the position that we are in. We have a good job. We have a good career, and we forget about everything else. We forgot that we are God-chosen people. We forgot that we getting killed every day in the streets. Okay? And then when we start complaining, we forget who should we complain to. Now going to I think that's Lamentation. Finish that first. Watch this.
And that ye receive not of her plagues.
See that? So you don't get judged along with everybody else. You receive not of her plague. Stay away from them. Lamentation, is that what I need? Yes. Watch this.
Lamentation, chapter 4 and verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed, for our vain help.
Read it again.
As for us, our eyes as yet failed, for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
You see, that's us today. We keep looking up to a nation that don't care about us. Right. A nation that cannot save you of your condition. Right. This is not your rest. We can't get comfortable seeing what keep going on, what keep happening unto us. Hosea 5 and 15. Instead of reaching out to God, instead of changing our ways, what do? We keep getting complacent in our situation. Right. Then when you get pulled over, that's when you panic. You're thinking this might be your last day. Listen to what God says.
Hosea chapter 5 and verse 15. I will go and return to my place.
God says he will go and return to his place. That means he used to be among us. Right. If he say he'll go and return to his place, we don't.
Till they acknowledge their offense.
The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, until we acknowledge the sin that we are in. Because when we sin against him, we offended him. Because we are his chosen one. To be prince and princesses, to be king on earth, you can't act like regular people. You have to be above them. To be above them, you have to have some type of standard. We the only group of people that don't care who we date, who we talk to, that don't care who we have children with. That's why you find a lot of us live in a single house home. A lot of our children raised without a father. Those are the solutions. Those are the problems we have in our community. Finish that up.
Till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face.
And seek God's face. How do we seek God's face? In the Bible. It says until we acknowledge the sin that we are in and come back to him. Read.
In their affliction, they will seek me early.
When we are being afflicted, that's when we'll reach out to him. And right now we are being afflicted. That's why we are looking for the so-called white man to save us. They won't save you. Because we didn't know that was, give me Deuteronomy 28 and 48. We didn't know those were our enemies. Because if that was your friend don't put friend into slavery. When we get killed down in the streets, they say all lives matter. And even the group that say all black lives matter, even they themselves are nothing but hypocrisy. Right. What do I mean by that? The main movement is about LGBT. They don't care about black life. You know how I know they don't care about black life? Because they try to take the men out the house. That's right. If you get rid of the men out of the house, then what? How can this life continue? How can we continue to procreate if you take the men out of the house? Come on, that's destroying the so-called black man in America. But we so comfortable in our position, we don't see that. Right. Read that for me.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48.
Listen to that.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
You hear what God says? He says we will serve our enemies, not friends. And you're going to find out that it's talking to you, not everybody else. Pay attention.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
So those enemies, God sent them against us. God sent them to kidnap us from Africa. Read.
In hunger.
Hunger. When you're hungry, where do you go to get food? Who own those areas? Yes, it's them. They own them. The so-called white man. Read.
And in thirst.
Thirst. The water come out from the sky for free. Don't you pay for your water bill? If you don't pay your water bill, what will happen? They'll turn it off. And yet, the water come for free. The river runs for free. But you pay for it. Read.
And in nakedness.
Nakedness, the clothes that you have on. Who own those textiles? They do. Read on.
And in want of all things.
The want of all things goes into your birth certificate, your death certificate, your driving license to drive. Even if you want to run a business, you got to go through them. If you have, let's say you're a doctor, in order for you to be certified to service anybody, you have to get your certification from them to show you in want of all things. What will happen? Who else?
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Who had a yoke of iron on your neck during slavery? You tell me. God is telling you what they will do to you. Bible prophecy. No one else can attest to this but us, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We're the only group of people that had that. A yoke of iron upon our neck. Bible prophecy. Read on.
Until he have destroyed thee.
You know what that means? Until he destroyed you? Your Abe Lincoln passed the law saying to abolish slavery, to free every slave. You know why? He knew that we already conditioned. We were already destroyed. Before, when we came here, we used to try to run away. When you just have I'm going to use an analogy that you can understand. When you just have a dog, if you let the dog loose, what will happen? He'll run away. That was us during slavery. When we just came as slaves, we were running away from our slave master. How you doing today, my brother? We're showing why we are in the condition that we are in today. Before you go, sis, let me finish up with that. All right? Pay attention, man. I'm showing you our condition in the Bible. Why we in the bottom of society, why we are being destroyed the way we are being destroyed, because we don't know who we are. Okay? It says until he had destroyed you. When Abraham Lincoln passed the law to free all slaves, because he knew we were already conditioned, our spirit was already destroyed. That's why he passed that law. But guess what? Now we understand who we are. Now we can read, knowing that we are sons and daughters of Israel.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC, has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.